11/21/2013 Chicago Police Board meeting. RGM complains that the meeting didn't commence this component of the public speakers until 10 minutes to 8, which is 20 minutes after the 7:30 starting time. RGM addressed Assistant Superintendent Weisinger and asked him what the reason was that the superintendent was not here. RGM did not get an answer except that the superintendent has to attend a personal business. For the record, this is the third consecutive meeting which the superintendent has not been present, and RGM is complaining about that. He's complaining that the city of Chicago won't commit to a basis as to the absence, because and RGM is demanding, making a proposed stipulation, the city of Chicago will stipulate that his non-presence, not accompanied by an explanation to justify the non-presence at these meetings, must compel the inference that he's endeavoring to procure a claim via which he can evade criminal and tort liability via a claim of invincible ignorance. In Wecker versus National Enameling and Stapling Company, the United States Supreme Court explained that knowledge will be attributed where an individual disregards evidence easily within his reach. And one of the functions that this meeting is supposed to provide is to lock the city of Chicago into positions so they can't claim invincible ignorance and explain away criminal or tort liability. And I didn't get an answer from Assistant Superintendent Weisinger that I understand is in any way adequate. I had issues in terms of the superintendent wearing a wire that I intended to address tonight, and I had issues in regard to the Bland, Young, and Spencer murder, and now the public, which is entitled to every man's evidence, Brandsburg versus Hayes, the United States Supreme Court, is being deprived, and it's my understanding, defrauded of the accommodation of their legitimate reliance interest to be able to put their public servants, government officials, on notice as to complaints in regard to deprivations of constitutionally protected liberty and property and life interests under color of law, because the superintendent is not here. And I'm demanding that, and also attorneys, anyone who watches this in your own police department, to demand to lock them in on liability as to state of mind when affirmative acts are executed, which the reasonable foreseeable consequence of the execution of those acts would be that the individual who would be liable, were he knowledgeable in regard to the activity, would be then incur criminal and tort liability, but he evades that. And one last thing, in Merrill versus Sheehan, Kenneth Ripple, the 7th Circuit Court of Appeals, referred to that as conscious avoidance, and on that basis, the the Cook County Sheriff's Department was found culpable for the Merrills being attacked in the Cook County Jail. I appreciate the extra, I acknowledge the extra 243 seconds, I'm sorry, the extra 43 seconds.